Hi guys, Dale from Durban in South Africa here. For this week's tutorial I'm going to be talking about compression and how to use it in a musical way. First thing we need to do is look at the different functions within a compressor. We have the threshold. The threshold tells the compressor when to start working, so at which level it needs to actually start compressing the signal. So if your signal is, say, bouncing up and down between minus 17 dB and minus 8 dB, it's going to be working a lot. Obviously, if you have your threshold set quite low, it's going to be working a lot. You got to be careful with the threshold because it can actually end up making the sound a little bit unnatural, depending on the next function, which is ratio. Okay, ratio tells the compressor how hard to work once it's hit the whatever the threshold is set to. Okay, so if we have it set to 2:1, that means for every 2 dBs that goes over the threshold, it's only letting through 1. Okay, if we have it set to 1:1, it's not going to be compressing at all. It's going to be letting through whatever goes in is going to go out. So as we start bringing the ratio up, it starts to restrict the signal. The next two functions work hand in hand and are important with reference to how quickly how fast the music is, and how quickly you want to catch these transients. The attack tells the compressor how quickly to work, okay, and it's measured in milliseconds, as well as the release. Okay, that's how quickly it's going to release the compressor. Okay, we're going to release the signal from being compressed. So in this example here, I've got a room mic on a drum kit, and we're just going to listen to it. And I'm going to play with these different controls. We're going to look at the threshold with quite a high ratio. I'm going to put the ratio up to, let's say, 30:1, with a very fast attack and a very fast release. And I'm going to bring the threshold down so you can see what it does. Okay, here you go. Okay, so you can see what's happening there. The threshold is it's restricting those loud transients. Okay, now the whole role of a compressor is to make the loud things a little bit softer and the soft things a little bit louder, so that we can even out a certain instrument so that it sits in the mix better. Always think about this in a musical way. You never want to make it sound unnatural unless that's the musical approach you're going for. Okay, if you compress too many things too much, it's going to make everything. It's going to make your mix sound crazy, and you're going to have a whole lot of extra harmonics that wouldn't normally be there, and might actually make mixing your music a little bit harder than it needs to be. So rule of thumb is just using little bits of compression along the signal chain in multiple places. So if I bring down the ratio, you'll hear the music starts to sound, the drums start to sound a little bit more natural. I'm going to need to bring up the makeup gain because I'm restricting the signal so much. I'm going to bring it up to 4 dB, and let's hear what that sounds like, and listen to how it starts to sound a bit more natural as I open up the attack. Okay, so what I did is I showed you what it's going to sound like at varying levels of these different controllers. I hope that this has been helpful. If I've left anything out, please let me know in the feedback. And thanks very much for taking time to clip this. Thanks. Bye.